What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am joined by my co-host for these videos, Pack Guy. How's it going?
It's going great, Alex. How are you?
Good. Today we are actually going to be talking about some MCU with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and what our predictions for the movie will probably be. So I know Pat's a big Doctor Strange fan. He's got the Dormammu shirt on.
I've come to bargain.
I've got this guy from Aliens.
Private Hudson.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Bill Paxton. So nothing related to this video at all. But yeah, we're going to talk some predictions for Multiverse of Madness. That already has people up in flames because it's not 2.5 hours.
Yeah, so I suggested doing this video to Alex, not only because I'm a huge Doctor Strange fan, he's probably, him and Thor are like my two Marvel dudes. Like, I have a shelf of graphic novels, like, with all my books, but the top shelf is literally X-Men on one side, because I'm a huge X-Men guy, and then on the other side of the top shelf is Strange and Thor books. So,
Nice.
I think the MCU has done a great job with Doctor Strange overall. I feel like even though he's only been in it for like 5-6 years, I feel like he really became an integral part of it really quickly.
Yeah, he's like the leader now. He's the Tony Stark now.
Yeah, like he really feels like his big character now. Like, and as a kid, like Strange was someone I knew of, but he was kind of one of those like outside of,
like, oh, he's cool, but who the hell is he?
right. It was like he wasn't part of X-Men. He wasn't really involved with Spider-Man except maybe once in like the cartoon. So like,
Yeah,
I was like, okay, yeah. And but the movie, I thought the first movie was handled really well at introducing him and his world.
yeah, same. I really like the first movie a lot.
Yeah, like I thought it was very successful.
Like when you're doing mind bending shit like that, that's what the last Airbender movie should have been.
I thought they did a great job with all of it. So then I was excited. I was so excited when I think it was Comic-Con like 2019 before the pandemic, when they announced like the next slate of like Marvel stuff. Mm-hmm. And like you were texting me. I remember you're like, this is happening. This is happening. You were just sending me titles. I was in my car and I'm like, holy shit. And I remember you're like, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And I was like, like, it was amazing. I was so excited. I was like, Multiverse of Madness. Holy shit, it's going to be trippy. And it also sounds like some sort of H.P. Lovecraft horror story.
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to be, but.
No, it sounded like At the Mountains of Madness. And I was like, hell yeah. Oh my God, I'm so excited. And then when Scott Derrickson, at that Comic-Con, who was still directing at the time.
Yeah.
The director of the first movie, he's directed, what did he do? Sinister,
yeah. I fucking hate him for that movie.
That lawnmower scene, Scott. That lawnmower scene.
I know. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. So I was excited because he was at Comic-Con. He was like, where's the microphone? I'll just use this as a mic. This will be the first Marvel horror movie. And I was like, I was so excited, dude. Oh my God. And they were like, Scarlet Witch is going to be in it after her show and after WandaVision. I'm like, yes, give Wanda more shit to do. Hell yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And then they unfortunately, months went by. Scott Derrickson was like, hey, like hinting that maybe Nightmare was going to be the bad guy. And I'm like, I fucking love Nightmare, Scott. Give me Nightmare. Like, that's great. Have him be the bad guy. Then there are rumors like, oh, they might gender bend Nightmare to be like played by a woman. I'm like, great, get Eva Green. I'm right now. That would be amazing.
You're just like, nobody else, Eva Green.
So I was excited. I'm like, hell yeah, a horror movie by Scott Derrickson with Wanda as like a supporting character and with Nightmare as the bad guy. I'm like, this is gonna be fucking amazing. And then I saw the announcement. I forget when. Like, was it in 2020 probably or late 2019?
Yeah,
they were like, Scott Derrickson leaves Doctor Strange 2 over creative differences, and I'm like, no.
I know. Well, because then, like, at that point, it's just like it's in a creative limbo where it's like, all right, who's gonna take over this?
Yeah. I'm like, what? But he had this great idea that it was gonna be a horror movie. It was gonna be amazing, Kevin.
But then they got the master. Sam Raimi.
Dude, that's the thing. I remember there was like a day or two between when we heard Scott left and then when they got, or maybe it was like a week, but it wasn't long.
Right.
Like Scott left and you heard like Marvel's looking for new directors. And I'm like, okay, who are we going to get? And then when they said Sam Raimi, I was like, I was like, that might be genius. Like that might actually work. I'm like, he can do fun horror, and he's done
Dude,
superhero
all
movies.
you have to point to is the hospital scene in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, like he can do like superhero movies. He can do horror. I'm like, okay, that's fun. And apparently, he's a huge Doctor Strange fan. I'm like, great, yes, okay. So then when they brought him on, I'm like, great. And then they're like, we're kind of scrapping Scott stuff and we're going our own way. And I'm like, okay, but can it still be a horror movie, Sam?
Yeah, yeah, but I think the screenplay is written by Michael Waldron, who I think did one of the Disney Plus MCU shows.
Yeah,
I forget which one it was. I don't know if it was Loki.
I think it was Loki. That sounds right. And
Yeah,
I know they consulted with the WandaVision people to make sure that that jived with what
yeah,
they were doing.
yeah.
Um, so I was like scared for a little bit when Scott left, and then I got excited when Sam took over because I'm like, fuck it, Sam Raimi hasn't made a movie in forever, and
I
like when
know,
he did,
right,
it
dude?
was Oz, the Great and Terrible or whatever, and I was
The Great and Terrible.
wait, what?
The Great and Terrible.
Is that not what it was called?
The Great and Powerful.
Um, whoops. I mean, I guess it wasn't great. I mean,
But it was terrible.
I was kind of on board parts of it, but Mila Kunis as the witch wasn't
No.
wasn't wasn't what anyone needed. Um, yeah, so he made that movie, and then Sam Raimi kind of just disappeared for a while. And I'm like, I mean, he worked. I think
Go.
he was involved with Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah, I think
Um,
because that's part of the Evil Dead universe, right?
yes, which I mean, I've never watched the original Evil Dead trilogy. I'm
I haven't
sorry.
either.
I feel
Only
like
seen the
people are going to be like, well, you're not a Sam Raimi fan. I'm like, I like Sam Raimi. I just haven't seen the Evil Dead movies.
Have you seen The Quick and the Dead, that Western he made?
I haven't seen that either.
Underrated Western.
um, but I know you and I are hopefully going to talk about the Evil Dead trilogy in October.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was excited when Sam Raimi got on board. I felt like that was a good choice. When he said we're gonna keep, the horror elements, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
'Cause there was all,
they got frightening images in the rating descriptions.
yeah, there was all those rumors that like, oh, like the Scott Derrickson thing happened because Scott wanted a horror movie. Kevin Feige didn't want a horror movie, and I'm like, but I want a horror movie.
Yeah. Exactly.
Don't we care about what I want, Kevin? I'm calling him Feige interchangeably, I guess. Yeah, so I was excited. And then when the trailer after Spider-Man No Way Home, because I wasn't expecting a trailer. I was expecting a scene of something. And then when it's just a full-blown trailer, I was in my seat like, I'm like, is that Shuma Gorath? Oh my god!
Well, and then like, because that wasn't even the full trailer, and then they were,
Oh.
and then they released the full trailer.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, they released the full trailer like soon after No Way Home, and then like you just see, is it Strange Supreme who's like, things just got out of hand.
I don't know if it's Strange Supreme. It's definitely a variant for sure.
Yeah. And
But
I feel like if it's not Strange Supreme, they're gonna tie that into Loki somehow.
I just don't know how evil that Strange is, because Strange Supreme definitely went dark in
Yeah.
What If, but he didn't like get full blown evil.
Yeah.
Like he seemed more reasonable than this guy seems. Yogi, my dog is attacking me. One moment.
Your dog is in the multiverse of madness.
Yes. So
Your dog
not
is
sure
a variant.
I'm not sure if it's Strange Supreme, but it was like for the past 6 months in my head. I always hear things just got out of hand.
Yeah, yeah.
It was such a good trailer moment, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be awesome." Wanda after WandaVision, like, come on.
So not to burst your bubble. From what I've heard, I guess they did like screenings for like executives. There were some executives that were like, the movie's fun, but it's a bit of a mess.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be messy. It's about the fucking multiverse.
Exactly.
Spider-Man: No Way Home is honestly messy, but it's great.
Exactly.
It's messy though,
Yeah.
but it's great.
Yeah, which is something I want to talk about because I think everybody's just expecting this movie to be a cameo fest.
Yes, which
Yeah,
is
and
because so many rumors for like 2 years.
I'm fine with some cameos, but I feel like if you're gonna bring in some like major players here, you have to do what you did with Toby and Andrew in No Way Home, is make some of those people supporting characters.
Yes and no. I'm with you, and then I'm not with you.
Okay.
So
Like, I'm fine if Patrick Stewart just pops in for like 5 seconds and be like, "Hey, I'm Professor X again." Okay.
like for me, the cameos, because when this movie was first announced, I was like, okay, I'm hoping the multiverse title is more like not so much we're going to be exploring the actual multiverse, but like, oh, we're going to be going into nightmares, dream dimension, and stuff.
Yeah.
But like when that all clearly wasn't happening, and this was obviously after Spider-Man: No Way Home and What If, I'm like, oh yeah, we're going full multiverse,
Yeah.
like Loki. Like I'm like, this is full multiverse stuff now.
Yeah.
So I expect now variants. Like Patrick Stewart was in the trailer, which that when I first heard that, I was like, my heart, okay, Charles.
Yeah. Well,
We should
here's
go.
my thing. Here's my thing. Do you think they'll bring McAvoy back too?
No,
No.
I don't think I mean, people keep saying like this is gonna be crazy. We're gonna see all these cameos. I'm like, I think the movie's gonna be trippy and it's gonna be a little bit scary. And I think we are gonna see like some variants. But I don't think it's gonna go as crazy as some people are.
Yeah, I
like,
don't think we're gonna
like,
get like,
Terrence Howard's gonna show up. I'm like, no, he's fucking not.
yeah, I don't think everybody's gonna be like, oh, we're gonna get Weapon 11 from X-Men Origins Wolverine showing up.
Yeah, Weapon 11. Edward Norton is gonna fight alongside Mark Ruffalo.
We're gonna get Danny Houston. We're gonna get Brian Cox as Stryker, and then he's gonna team up with Danny Houston as Stryker. Like, no, it's not gonna go that crazy.
Brad Pitt as that invisible guy from Deadpool 2.
Yeah, man. Yeah, hell yeah.
It's just, I think people's expectations as far as the cameos are outweighing.
Yeah,
that's
my thing.
That's
like,
not what I want.
I'm trying, yeah. Like as much as I want it to, like I'm trying to tamper my expectations here because I'm like I'm setting myself up for being like, okay, like 1 or 2 cameos and that's it. Mm-hmm. As long as they're good cameos, then I'm fine. Like that's what I'm setting myself up for. I don't want to be like, holy shit, Hugh Jackman, holy shit, it's John Gruffin, holy shit, Chris Evans is back, but he's the Human Torch.
Michael Chiklis. Galactus as a clown. Nicolas Cage. Johnny Blaze.
Could you imagine if they bring Nicolas Cage back?
That'd be pretty sick. If Ghost Rider showed up, I would be like, whoa, those movies suck, but whoa.
Be like, this movie's a lot better now.
It's just funny because like people are really, so I just want to go through Alex. Okay. And what do we actually think we're going to see on the cameo side of things? Because for me, the most important thing about this movie, I want it to be a Doctor Strange. Yeah, I don't want it to be a cameo fest like that takes over everything. I want this to be about Strange and Wanda, and they see some weird shit, including some variants and some weird realities. Like, but I want it to be Strange and Wanda's movie.
Me too. Same. Yeah.
So on the cameo side of things, what are your actual predictions? Who do you think we will actually see?
I think we will definitely see Patrick Stewart.
You think?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, even if we don't see him, we're gonna hear his voice at least. So,
are you sure? Have we heard it yet?
In the trailer, didn't we hear it?
Yeah, you're like, I think we'll see Patrick Stewart. I'm like, hell yeah, we will. It's in the trailer.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like Deadpool could enter the equation.
Deadpool. I mean, I could see him maybe either in like a quick cameo.
Yeah.
Like a quick like they enter different dimensions and you just see Deadpool like real fast as they're passing through, like or like a post-credit scene where he's like,
be like, hey,
oh, I accidentally came into this universe.
Yeah, it's like, but I'm here to stay now or something. Yeah. in terms of people, I got more in terms of people I want to see. In terms of people I hope we don't see, Morbius, Venom, El Muerto, Craven the Hunter.
We saw Craven's silhouette in No Way Home in the sky.
Yeah, but no, in terms of people coming back, I mean, I think it would, if we're gonna tie into like Loki and all that, I think you should bring Loki back.
I would like to see Loki or Sylvie, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah, one of those two, I'll be fine with.
I just feel like with how instrumental that series was to introducing the multiverse,
Yeah,
to like setting up Kang.
gang.
I almost called him Krang, the Krangs from Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
Like I think there's a chance they'll show up. Plus, Loki and Doctor Strange in the comics have some fun history sometimes.
yeah.
Like Loki took over as Sorcerer Supreme for a little bit a few years back.
Maybe okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Maybe that version of Loki in Loki comes into the multiverse of madness, and then that Loki shows up in Love and Thunder.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you have a Thor movie, you got to have Tom Hiddleston.
I just don't know if we'll see him in Thor, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I don't know, like if I watch Love and Thunder and Loki isn't there, it's gonna be weird. I feel like.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely gonna feel different, but I also kind of want Loki to stay dead in Thor's eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want Thor to know that there's a Loki that is alive.
True.
Because that impact the beginning of Infinity War, that hit
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. Yeah. No resurrections this time.
Yeah.
You think there's a chance Toby and Andrew come back?
I want to say there's a chance Toby.
Yeah.
I just feel like if you're gonna have Sam Raimi direct another Marvel movie,
Have Toby.
wouldn't he want a chance to work with Toby again?
Yeah.
Like
That would
even
be
if it's just for like a scene.
Well, that's my thing. I feel like when Toby filmed No Way Home, I'm like, he probably filmed a scene for Multiverse of Madness or something.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And plus like Toby Spider-Man that strange for like a minute in No Way Home.
Yeah.
And like now I don't know how the spell worked exactly, but maybe Strange doesn't remember meeting him because now he doesn't remember Peter Parker.
Right.
Um but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a chance Toby.
Yeah.
I
Andrew,
don't
I
think
don't think so.
I don't think Andrew would show. I think Toby would only for the Sam Raimi of it all.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like I said, I feel like maybe some of these cameos might just be like you get flashes of different universes,
Hmm.
and like Toby's Spider-Man is in a quick glimpse.
Yeah. What if we see him like fighting like Vulture or something?
Bruce
Like-
Campbell's
like-
Mysterio.
Yeah, or like the original plans for Spider-Man 4.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Holy shit, that'd be cool. God damn it, Alice. We get a glimpse of an unmade movie.
Yeah, that'd be great. Do you think like any of like Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, or any of them could show up?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I feel like none of them really lend themselves to like being in a movie like this.
Yeah, I feel like that's more toward like if you're gonna do a Daredevil movie, then they'd be in it.
Now, some of the big cameos that have been rumored forever are Tom Cruise as a variant superior Iron Man.
Well, yeah, that makes sense because before Robert Downey Jr. signed on as Iron Man, it was gonna be Tom Cruise.
Yeah, like
Could you imagine? Like that'd be weird.
It would be a completely different universe. I don't think the first Iron Man would have been as successful.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Tom Cruise would have played ball in the long game like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
But that's been a big rumor, and it just became amplified in the trailer when you see like what looks like some sort of Ultron bots.
Right.
So some people think that maybe we'll see a Tony Stark variant that his Ultron worked and actually like protected the world.
Yeah. I really gotta watch What If, huh?
You haven't watched What If?
Not yet, no.
I'm even talking to you.
Well, because
Jesus.
I wrote it off as like, oh, it's like this like one-off show that's not gonna have anything to do with anything.
No, it has everything to do with everything.
I think I watched like the first 2 episodes, and then I was like, I meant to watch it, and I was like, I haven't yet. So
There are a couple dud episodes,
okay,
but there are some great. The Doctor Strange episode is incredible,
yeah.
incredible, and the last few are really cool.
Now, now, I don't know if I should even be saying this, but do you think that there could be a variant of Black Panther, and that will be the new Black Panther?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah,
I feel like they wouldn't do that.
yeah.
I really,
I feel like that would be like disrespectful to Chadwick's legacy.
yeah, I don't think they'd do that.
Yeah,
I think they're gonna save whatever's gonna be the new Black Panther going forward. I think that's gonna be like the big thing of Wakanda forever.
yeah,
Um, as far as Tom Cruise, I honestly kind of think he's going to show up, but reports are saying that he's not. But I also don't know to trust those reports.
well, yeah, exactly. Because it's like, I mean, I think the only
It's been
thing,
rumored for so long, like for
yeah,
so long.
yeah, you know, like like it's hard to tell with Tom Cruise because it's like, well, he's filming Mission Impossible 7 and 8, so it's like, does he really have time to film scenes for Doctor Strange? It's like, but at the same time, this has been something that almost came to fruition at the very beginning
Yeah,
and has been rumored for the longest time. And like anytime something like that is rumored and is denied, it's almost 95% of the time true.
well, dude, I remember all those rumors like, oh, Kevin Feige's been talking to Patrick Stewart, and everyone's like, nah. And then like this trailer came out, I'm like, that's what they were talking about. They're talking about him showing up in
Yeah,
Doctor Strange.
exactly. Yeah.
Um, so for me, like, it's clear to me from the set and from Professor X being there that this is going to be some variation of the Illuminati from the comics,
Mhm.
which is a group of like high-ranking people in the Marvel universe, like Professor X, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Black Panther. Or did Black Panther join? He might have. I don't think he actually was part of it, but I think he almost was. Mr. Fantastic. Which, speaking of Mr. Fantastic, I 100% we are seeing some form of Reed Richards in this movie.
Yeah.
I
And,
think
and that's going to be like our subtle like introduction to Fantastic Four.
yes. I think either there's been rumors, just like with Tom Cruise, forever, that John Krasinski is like the number one most likely to be Reed Richards in the MCU.
Is Emily Blunt then going to be Sue Storm?
I always thought that. I mean, everyone always says that. They're like, oh, everyone says that. I'm like, I know, because it makes sense. Like, yes, it's generic at this point because everyone talks about it.
And
But
plus, too,
like,
they're in a quiet place together.
I mean, yeah. And I mean, I don't know if we're going to see John Krasinski as Reed.
Yeah, we'll probably see something though.
In the trailer, when Strange is brought into the chamber where he is talking to Professor X,
Hmm.
you see those chairs up above him. There's a lanky dude sitting in one of those chairs.
I gotta go back and watch the trailer because I haven't
And
noticed that.
in the way he's sitting, it's to the left. He's like the leftmost person you see in the shadows.
Wait, is this
And
gonna be like that thing where I thought Yaddle? I discovered a new Yoda species like Yaddle on the Jedi Council.
yeah. But so, I mean, it looks to me, and other people have brought this up, but I tend to agree with them. It looks like, however the frick you say his name, Jan Griffith,
Yeah.
Ian Griffith, whatever his name, looks like that, Reed Richards to me.
Yeah.
I think it could be him.
Okay.
I think they might be using the Illuminati as variants from other movies, series, like Patrick Stewart as Professor X from those X-Men movies. Jan Grufford from Fantastic Four movies by Tim Story over there.
Yeah.
And then they go, where's the representation for Fan Four Stick? And we go, there's none of them here.
Good.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see Mr. Fantastic, played by, if I had to choose, I don't think we're going to see John Krasinski's Reed as a variant. I think if we would ever see John Krasinski as Reed, it would be in an actual Fantastic Four MCU movie.
Yeah.
Like, I think he would be this universe's Reed.
Yeah.
Whereas I think they're going to, because with this movie, you have 2 hours and 6 minutes, like you said.
Right.
not a lot of time.
No.
Like it's a solid time. Like Spider-Man 2 was like this long.
Right.
You can do a really good movie in this time.
Right.
Which some people are, if it's not 2.5 hours, you're like, this is rushed.
I know, that's the thing. Endgame, everybody thinks Endgame invented the 3-hour runtime.
You know what's rushed? An hour and a half X-Men 3. That's rushed. There's
Exactly.
like 25 characters.
Exactly. Yeah.
But with this, I think because of the runtime, and because they're probably not going to want to spend all their time too much on these variants and these cameos, I think they're going to want them to be the versions of these characters that people already have some awareness of.
Right.
So that the general audiences, when they see,
will be like,
yeah, they're not going to be like, oh my God, is that Jim from The Office? Is he playing Mr. Fantastic? Like, there's not going to be that. There's going to be, oh my God, it's that guy from that movie I saw when I was a kid. That superhero from Fantastic Four. Oh my God, it's Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, that, I think, is what they want to go. Like,
what if they don't even?
Shit, it's Professor X.
What if they don't even do Jan Gruffin? What if it's like the really other terrible Fantastic Four movie
from what, like 1990?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
But I think we'll see him.
Yeah.
Is my prediction. I think if anything, we'll see his Reed, and this will be like his last appearance as Reed Richards.
Yeah.
Just as a fun nod. I feel like this movie was made after the merger with Fox.
Right.
So Kevin Feige was like, okay, we got X-Men and we have Fantastic Four now.
Yeah.
So now we can do.
Hold up. I just thought of somebody else we might see. You think we'll see Blade?
I mean,
I feel like this is right up Blade's alley, you know?
Yeah. Are you thinking Mahershala Ali Blade, or are you thinking Wesley Snipes?
Oh, if it's Wesley Snipes just to come back and say, some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Yeah, dude, okay.
Bring it on!
Scream in the theater. If Strange is at this like prisoner and there's people sitting in chairs and like it's like showing everyone, and then all of a sudden you just hear from the side, some motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill, and you turn and it's fucking Wesley Snipes. I'd be like,
that'd be amazing.
We won.
Bring Quinn back. You can slice him. You can dice him, but the Quinn man just keeps on coming.
Or if it's Ryan Reynolds as Hannibal King.
Oh God, fuck that.
I don't know if we'll see Blade, but I do feel like
Christopherson.
I don't know if we'll see Blade, but I do feel like you're right. This is a good opportunity to somehow establish that side of things.
Yeah,
because they cast Mahershala Ali in like 2019.
Yeah, he was announced at Comic-Con, yeah.
Yeah, and he hasn't done anything except a voice cameo in Eternals.
Did you hear that weird rumor that he got replaced by Tyrese Gibson?
No, and I don't like it. One is a far superior actor to the other. Tyrese, I loved you in Transformers 1. Left cheek are immortal words I will never forget. Do you think we're going to see Vision?
I'm thinking yes, mostly because I think we're going to dive a lot into the WandaVision stuff. Like, I think they're going to connect. I think if Wanda's a supporting character in this, I think you have to drudge up some of the WandaVision stuff.
100%. I think we're going to see Wanda's kids.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they showed them in a TV spot.
Yeah. Are we gonna see Ralph Boner?
I hope so, because I want them to clear that up and just be like, oh no, it's actually a variant of Pietro. Like, because it's just funny to me, because as much as I love the multiverse stuff going on, like the build up to it wasn't the best.
No.
Like, it was like we were hearing rumors that they were gonna be doing the multiverse, and then like Far From Home was like Mysterio's like, yeah, I'm from Earth 545. Like, it's an alternate universe in the multiverse.
But then it was fake. It was like, no, that's not true.
Yeah, and then Peter's like, the multiverse is real, and then it's like, no, it's not real, it's just fake, it was a bunch of horse shit. And so it's just weird that like that happened, and then like a movie later, they're like,
the multiverse
is real. And I'm like, but you just said it was bullshit. Did Mysterio know that we were going to be learning about this soon? Like, it's just a little weird. And then WandaVision, when he showed up at the door for like a week on Twitter during those amazing times when WandaVision discussions were happening. He showed up at the door, and every single person on Twitter was like, the multiverse is confirmed! It's Pietro from the X-Men movies! And then it was like, no, he's just Ralph Boner. and everyone's like, "Oh, I guess there's no multiverse then." And then the
But
next movie, Multiverse.
bringing it back to WandaVision, though, I think there is a possibility we see Agatha Harkness again, though.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I loved Agatha, and she's getting her own show apparently, which I'm kind of like, I don't know if she needs her own show, but I like her.
like I feel like this is just like another thing like she would pop up into, you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I could see Strange like at the beginning of
Especially
the
where like Agatha Harkness is like dealing with like magic and all that, you
she
know.
had the she had the Darkhold, which
Yeah.
we see in the trailers for this.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I could see us seeing Agatha, whether it's like a flashback or like maybe Strange visits Westview to investigate, and she's like still
Well,
all
that's what
like,
I'm thinking. 'Cause
"Howdy,
That's what
welcome to Westview."
that's what I'm thinking because that whole scene where he meets Wanda in the trailer, like I feel like that's Westview.
Well, she left Westview, and then she went to a weird cabin at the end of
True.
WandaVision, and she was like studying the Darkhold, and like you could hear her kids. So like,
True.
I mean, so as far as the cameos, just to wrap up that part of the discussion,
Yeah.
I think we're only going to see, I'd say a total of like 10.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see the Illuminati people, which my predictions, my final answer, and then I'll see how wrong or right I am. I think the Illuminati is going to be Patrick Stewart as Professor X,
Jan Gruffin.
Jan Gruffus,
Gruffin.
the guy from Titanic and the boat at the end going, "Is anyone there?" Yeah.
Shit, he was in Titanic.
He was in Titanic for like 2 minutes. I think we're gonna see some sort of variant. Oh, there'll be another Strange variant, I think, as part of the Illuminati.
Yeah.
And then I think besides the Illuminati, I think the other people we're most likely to see are probably Tobey Maguire Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool, and maybe if we go crazy and somehow convince him, Hugh Jackman as
Yeah.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be as crazy as people think, where they're like, it's going to be literally everyone.
Well, yeah, like that whole like that like edited portal scene in Endgame where it's literally everyone.
Yeah, like I don't think it's gonna be like Halle Berry and James Marsden and like
Funky Jensen.
yeah, Kirsten Dunst, like Howard the Duck from 1980. Like I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be that. I think it's gonna be wild and crazy, but I don't think it's gonna be that wild and crazy.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they want to take away from the Strange Wanda movie.
Yeah, true. Now, let's talk about the villain for a minute, because originally it was supposed to be Nightmare. So is it confirmed that Mordo is the main villain?
The main villain has not been confirmed. I actually looked this up the other day
I feel-
because I was curious.
Okay.
I was like,
I feel like it's gonna be Mordo, or maybe he'd be like a secondary villain, and then he turned back to being good. Maybe I don't know.
This is an interesting discussion because Mordo at the end of after credits of Doctor Strange 1 was set up as the villain.
Yeah. Which
That
is
was
what
like
I thought Scott Derrickson was gonna do, and then when he was like, "Oh, Nightmare is gonna be the villain," I'm like, "Wait, what about Mordo?"
well, I mean, I figured Mordo might still be doing bad stuff in the background.
Yeah, and then maybe be like the main villain if they do a third one.
Yeah, and a lot of times he's connected to Dormammu in the comics, so I thought
Well,
maybe
yeah,
the
because
third one would be like
in the comics, he was
Dormammu
like a
comes
straight up
back.
bad. In the comics, he was like a straight up bad guy, right?
Yeah, like he similar backstory where he worked with Strange like as fellow students.
Yeah,
Like he was much more like I'm an evil sorcerer man,
yeah,
and not like the bill comes due.
yeah.
Like,
Which, by the way, Chiwetel Ejiofor kills it as Mordo.
he's awesome. I
I
feel like
love
he's
him as Mordo.
underrated as hell.
Yeah.
And it's been like shockingly, and this is crazy, it's been 6 years since Doctor Strange 1.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And we haven't seen Mordo since he's like, too many sorcerers. We haven't seen him since then. So for 6 years, I've been like, what's Mordo up to? Did he get snapped? And nobody seemed to care. And I'm like, but what about Mordo? Like, what's he doing right now? But with how long his hair has grown, unless he's a variant, he has long ass hair in the trailer. I'm like, that dude did not get snapped.
Yeah.
His hair grew
He
over the course of
experienced-
5 years.
He experienced shit.
Yeah. So I think Mordo's gonna be a problem for sure.
Yeah.
As far as the main villain, I'm not certain he's going to be. I think he's going to be
I think
someone
he's
that
gonna be like the henchman type guy.
maybe the henchman, maybe like some sort of like secondary antagonist who's
Do
got
you
his own
you
thing
still think
happening.
Nightmare is gonna be the villain?
I want Nightmare to be the villain,
What if it's
but
Gore the what if like Gore the God Butcher shows up?
I don't think it's gonna be
No,
Gore.
I know.
Nightmare I want, and in the trailer they almost had me where Doctor Strange like wakes up and he's like, "I've been having the same dream for like years and or for like for weeks." I'm like, "Hell yeah, we're getting dreams and shit. This is gonna be Nightmare." But I'm like, I just don't feel like Nightmare.
Inception.
I don't think Nightmare is gonna would be the best villain for like a multiversal movie.
Yeah.
Like he's more like you go into dreams. And shit.
If it's dream shit, we all know who the main villain is.
Mhm, mhm.
Freddy Krueger.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. Uh, um, and then the trailer, the first trailer, I'm sitting in the theater, like I mentioned earlier. I'm looking up at the screen. I just saw
Wait,
No
are you
Way
talking
Home.
about the one that was after No Way Home?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So sitting in the theater. I'm all excited. I look up at the screen, and a big squid-looking thing with one eye throws a bus at Strange. I'm like, is that Shuma Gorath, one of the best Doctor Strange villains? Holy shit, Shuma Gorath's the main bad guy. And the whole theater is probably like, who the fuck's Shuma Gorath? You know, he's fucking amazing.
Well, I'm pretty sure the whole theater during the Suicide Squad was probably like, "Who the hell is Starro?"
Well, dude, it brings me back to that post-credit scene of Days of Future Past, where I'm sitting with my brother, and Apocalypse is building the pyramids, and my brother and I are like, "Holy shit, it's Apocalypse!" And someone in the theater goes, "Aliens?" And my brother goes, "It's Apocalypse!" um, but so I was flipping out because I'm like, "Oh my god, it's Shuma Gorath! Oh my god, it's Shuma Gorath! Oh my god!" And then the more we've seen of the movie, the less I've been like Shuma and like they said that that character's name they don't have the rights to.
I honestly don't think we're gonna know who the main villain of the movie is until we see the movie.
Yeah, but so Shuma apparently that creature that looks exactly like Shuma in the comics is called Gargantos in the movie, which is like a D-list Marvel monster.
Yeah.
So it sounds like they couldn't get the rights to Shuma name.
Maybe that thing is just like maybe that's part of like playing into like the Lovecraftian horror thing where it's like the side villain that just comes in briefly.
That's what Shuma is like a Lovecraftian character, pretty much. Like
Yeah.
he's like a Cthulhu type, like I'm a fucking giant god thing.
Yeah.
So I was all excited. I'm like, that's perfect for the multiverse. But then the more I've seen it, I mean, unless the trailers are doing a damn good job hiding him, he looks more like a one scene.
Well, I mean, if you can edit out somebody standing next to Thor in the Love and Thunder trailer, they can hide shit.
So I think that Gargantos Shuma character is just going to be for a fight scene.
Yeah.
Where like the multiverse first starts getting fucked up. So I don't think it's him. I think the most likely theory is that it's either Wanda as the main bad guy.
That's interesting. Yeah. Well, yeah, because that was speculated. Because like even before WandaVision came out, everybody's like, "Well, WandaVision's getting her own show, and this is like her manipulating like reality, and she's gonna be in Doctor Strange. Like she's probably manipulating like the multiverse, and she's gonna be the main villain."
And the shit she did in WandaVision
Yeah.
was fucked up.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And she got away with it mostly. But it was fucked up. She controlled a whole town of people. And nobody was like, arrest her. Doctor Strange, arrest her. Where are you? Reality's getting fucked up, Strange. Come help us, please. So I hope that gets addressed. I hope Strange is like, hey, Westview, that was fucked up.
Well, I do think that there's also going to be something because at the end of No Way Home, we know that Strange did a spell, and he's like the people are coming through, like we got to close the spell. I think that's going to set off this whole thing.
Yes, I think he messed with the multiverse, and he didn't quite fix it.
Yeah,
I think it's
and Wong's going to be pissed.
Yeah, Wong's going to be pissed. I think Wanda is going to have messed with the multiverse because at the very end, the post-credit scene of WandaVision, you see her looking through the Darkhold, and you hear her kids like, "Mom, help! Mom, help!" Like, I think she's looking through the multiverse at other variants of her children.
Oh, that's interesting.
And Darkhold is also something that I think they put that in WandaVision for the sole purpose of it being in Doctor Strange.
Multiverse of Madness, yeah.
Yes, because you don't really need it in WandaVision.
Hmm.
Like Agatha could have just been doing it with her own power, but they specifically made a big deal about like the Darkhold. This Agatha has this book that says all this crazy shit and it's got all this magic.
Yeah.
And then Wanda has the Darkhold at the end. And in the comics, the Darkhold is created by a guy named Cathan, who's like this like evil entity. So I'm like, maybe he's the main bad guy in Multiverse of Madness, and the Darkhold is like gonna lead to him.
Yeah.
So I think that's a possibility. But I would honestly love for Wanda to be the main bad guy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like it would take it back to like Age of Ultron, where she was kind of like somewhat of a villain, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most plausible.
Yeah. I'm just so looking forward to this. Like,
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
yeah.
Even if the movie's a mess, if it's a fun mess, I'll be happy. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want it to be my hopes and dreams for this movie. I want it to be a fun, kind of scary, kind of trippy Doctor Strange movie. With him and Scarlet Witch kicking ass with Wong and America Chavez.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's gonna be in it. Yeah.
Yep. And I want it to be just a fun roller coaster of thrills and chills and screams and laughs.
Yeah.
And by the end of the movie, I want to be like, that was fucking wild.
Exactly.
I just want to be like, wow.
Like I don't know, like I don't know if this is the right phrase to use, but I kind of want it to be like as weird as like a freak show.
Yeah. Like, and you don't know what you're gonna see next.
Yeah.
And then when you see it, you're kind of like,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. All right. Any other thoughts on expectations? You think that's it?
I'm just hyped, man. I'm so hyped.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this and Thor are like your two movies this year, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude. But with both these coming out, I'm
Yeah.
like, let's go.
Phase 4 in full effect.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah. So that's our predictions for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Pat, where can they find you?
Find me on Twitter at this Pat guy, where I'm talking all about Doctor Strange right now. I'm so excited. We've got 10 days by the time of this recording, so I'm super, super excited.
All right. And you can find me at my official website, alexmaddenmovies.mystrikingly.com. All my social media links are there. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. That's Pat. I'm Alex. We'll see you at the movies.
See you in the multiverse.
Yes.